So I would love to talk about the magazine. So
Yes.
the Expat Magazine for travel lovers. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, the Expat Magazine is a blog, first of all. So
Okay.
it started in 2014. I wasn't part of the, let's say, starting point. It was a friend of mine. He was the first moving abroad in the Netherlands, actually. And he started this blog. First was in Italian, then he found out that was more interesting to do it in English because you can attract a lot of more people, of course. And let's say that the blog exists as it now, together with all the social media accounts since 2018. So what we basically do, we write articles about our expat life or experience, but also of the other. And other expats are definitely welcome to write articles for us too. I have to say that in the last period, we have more articles written by someone else than us because, well, we didn't really have a lot of time and we got so many requests. So we were like, okay, fine. So it's our motto is expat for expats, written by expats in general. So it's not the classic blog where I talk about my life or Lorena, that is my partner in crime in this in this blog experience, but is yeah, written by everyone. Of course, we double check a little bit the article. We have
Mm.
criteria that we ask in advance, but normally, I mean, all the articles are fine. And so this is more or less the blog. And then, of course, with the social media, we try to um, yeah, talk about some specific topics in the daily experience in the Netherlands, a lot, of course, because it's us, but also sharing with other people in live chats. And recently we start also a YouTube series about moving to, so with the top tips to move to another country. We start with the Netherlands, of course, but now we are like Spain, Russia, Italy, Austria,
Wow.
very soon also US. So yeah,
Wow.
topics.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be sure to include the link to that channel and the
Thank
website
you.
and the Instagram on the link to this video so that everyone watching can definitely check it out. I
Thank
definitely
you.
love the stories that I saw. There are a few stories that I really like the one you wrote about women in Turkey and the cultural differences that cause misunderstandings between us, and
Yes.
then the intercultural marriage,
Yes.
and then the shaping of global identities. I mean, like these were amazing topics, and I love that the collection is
Yeah.
a mix of practical tips and also personal stories.
Yes,
So
it
that
is.
I love it, and I highly recommend it to anyone watching. Like the
Thank
writing is
you.
really nice and very diverse, and
Yeah,
um,
this is the point. Well, thank you a lot for what you are saying and also to underline these articles in particular. But what we want to do is, I mean, we are like everyone else, right? This is not professional. It's just us. It's our experience. It's our way. We do other work. So our job is another one. This is a passion. And as I said before, open-minded is the key for everything. So we became a lot more open-minded since we moved abroad. We are in so various environment with all people, and one word is inclusive, but for real. So we want also to underline how experiences are the same for everyone, despite anything. And
mhm.
it's very important, that that's one of the reasons why we want people to write the article for us, because as not to be my point of view as an European Italian white girl, I want the point of view of a woman or man of color, of a minority, of a super elite person. I don't want to make any decision. I just
Mm,
want everyone, and this is the Expat Magazine.
lovely. Oh my gosh. That's what it means to be a global nomad. Like that's the point of recognizing that you're a global citizen, is that my experience isn't the experience. There's so many complexities to us, yet there's so much that connects us. And when you read these magazines and you're part of these communities, that's the fish thing you learn. Like, yeah, we're so different, but there's so much about us that's connected still.
why is it diversity that then there is not anymore? Because in this expat bubble, we are definitely all living and facing the same kind of issues. So yeah, that was the idea to start.
Awesome. What's your advice for making something feel like home, even if you know it will be a temporary stay?
So I guess that, and this was a tip that I received once, is find, like a way to learn and unlearn at the same time. You always bring with you something that is part of your culture, that are objects, anything, right? But what you have to try to do, I guess, is to unlearn how you were used to do things and learn how these things are made in the country, in the city where you are. Sometimes you find out that it's the same way. Sometimes you just find out that it's a different way. But if you unlearn a little bit of what you know, you are more open to learn the new thing and less judgmental. So you really enjoy more the place where you are.
Wow, what a strong way to end this interview. I love that.
Thank you.
Advice. I second that advice. Be a lifelong learner, unlearn what you think you know, because you're always going to be surprised. Like you're saying, you're always going to have culture shock. So when you limit your expectation of how things should be, then you're more receptive to learning about these new places. Wow. So what are your top 3 tips for expats living in Rotterdam?
Well, always, as I said, learn a little bit the culture and start to learn a little bit the language. It's going to be important to feel more local, but overall to find a job in Rotterdam. The second is, yes, enjoy intercultural. I mean, join other expat groups, but try to find local friends too. And the third is, don't expect the classic Netherlands, otherwise you will be disappointed. Rotterdam is a bit different in its way. So if you expect to have a small Amsterdam like all the rest of the Netherlands, you come in Rotterdam, you don't like it. So just blank mind, and it's different. That's the tip for here, but also for people that travel here.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Before we close off, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Well, not really. I just want to thank you for having me, for giving me this possibility. And this interview was super, super funny. So really thank you for also the work that you are doing with this project. I guess it's very important. So thanks.
I appreciate that. And thank you for being a guest. This only exists because of your story. So thank you. Representation in expat media is incredibly important, which is why we love Rossella's work with the Expat Magazine, and we highly recommend you check out her blog linked in the caption below. If you haven't done so already, also check out Rossella's full interview where she talks about the process of buying her home. This video is also linked in the caption and located on the screen. Thanks again for tuning in to Home Away from Home, presented by Expat Housing Network, your go-to team for internationals looking to find and feel at home in the Netherlands, whether you're renting or buying. Check out our website at expathousingnetwork.nl. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.